This is the end of Twitter and the beginning of X, the everything app. Buying Twitter, Elon Musk believes, accelerates X by 3 to 5 years. Musk had this idea for X for more than 2 decades now, and finally, maybe Musk will now be able to model WeChat, which is a very successful app in China. And a lot of my friends, I live in Vancouver City, where a lot of people from China come and live here. And I see everyone is using WeChat and they love it. There's a lot of potential for this, and this is why I would love to invest in Twitter right now, but it's a private company, so sadly, I cannot.
There's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan from 22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. That's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago. With some improvements, and then we're also going to obviously make Twitter just a way better system.
And Twitter is off to a good start. Elon is saying that Twitter usage is at an all-time high, and that maybe even servers will melt. Hopefully not. So how will Twitter be different, and what will change about it? We will go through all of this now. Elon says that Twitter has to become the most accurate source of information about the world. And we'll see how that turns out. And of course, we are seeing some things being done. For example, there is some banning of people. A comedian got suspended for impersonating Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk fires back and says that she was suspended for impersonating a comedian. And of course, she can have her account back, but for $8. It is really not a good idea to impersonate anyone on Twitter anymore, at least for sure. Another ban, if you look at the Twitter handle, another Twitter account suspended. It would appear that Elon is very committed to keeping his commitment of allowing free speech. He will not even ban the account that tracks his plane, and that is a safety issue, and he's not even going to go that little. I myself, I never really used Twitter before, and we do see a growing number of Twitter users. Have you used Twitter before? Have you started using Twitter for the first time? Maybe leave a comment below, and maybe follow me on Twitter. So of course, we are starting to see some changes, and they are now being implemented. And another reason why I believe Elon Musk is just so successful, then you look at how he talks. He is extremely humble. Can you show me another CEO that just asks how something works out in the public, risking being humiliated and attacked? How can you not know such a simple thing? Name a CEO that does that. This is so rare. And then of course, immediately Elon gets useful feedback from people that have YouTube channels, and says interesting. And of course, then Elon learns the split of a commission that YouTube creators get, which is 55%, which appears not to be very high when you really think about it. And Elon says, we can beat that. Now this, I believe, is the end of YouTube, because if you have better monetization on Twitter, all of the creators that upload on YouTube, they will first upload on Twitter, and only after they make money from those videos, only then they will upload on YouTube. Let's review all of the changes that we know are going to be made on Twitter. Because Twitter is now a private company, Elon was able to eliminate all of the board members, and also staff cuts happen to reduce costs. Twitter Blue subscription is being launched, which will get rid of all the spam and all of the bots, which is incredibly annoying. Even when I look at the YouTube comments, I look at my videos, it's a little bit ridiculous. And Twitter, in many ways, is a lot worse even than that. So that will be good. Then I can't understand how come there's no edit button on Twitter. This is so silly. I made a tweet yesterday and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to edit that little tiny typo or add this one word to make it look just a tiny little bit better by deleting the whole tweet and then making a new one. That is ridiculous. So that is a welcome change. Should have been done a long time ago to all users. Then creator monetization, I think that's going to be the biggest, most important thing to crush YouTube completely. Short form videos. I remember Vine, which used to be 6-second videos. So sort of like TikTok, but way before TikTok. So maybe Twitter could beat TikTok. Long form videos, that's important. Attaching long form text to tweets. Now there's this silliness when you want to make a long. I had about something maybe like 500 words that I wanted to post, and I had to create a Twitter thread from that, and that took just 5 minutes to like break this text down to those little tweets. It's and after that I'm like, I don't want to do this ever again. This sucks. Hopefully that like it should automatically format your text and break it down to multiple tweets. So why do I have to do that manually? That makes no sense. So that's going to be over. That's a very welcome change. Advanced Twitter search. Elon commented that the way the search works, it reminds him of technology from 2 decades ago. New content moderation team, a council that is of diverse views. So none of the content moderation decisions will be made by Elon himself. It will be, I imagine, like a court, which is sort of what I always imagined social media having to be like. The biggest issue that I see with social media, or one of the big issues, is if you supposedly do something wrong, who do you appeal to? You just appeal to basically private individuals. My belief is that you should be able to go to something that is similar to a court, a literal court. So that sounds to me a little bit like that. Return of canceled accounts. Open source algorithm release. I think it's extremely important for the algorithm to be open source so everyone understands how it works. Cut infrastructure costs by another $1 billion. And these are all, by the way, coming really soon. This December. That's in 2 months. You should be able to see most of those changes. Then community notes. Oh, I love this one. I'll show you this first. An example of community notes. White House tweeted this. You can pause to read if you like. And then I like that this is called context checking, not fact checking, context checking. And this is basically people adding things that they think others should also know. This is a community note. I really like this idea. And the way it works is quite interesting because it's basically sort of random who adds all this context, and then people vote on it. So if you would find this, for example, helpful, you would click on rate it, and then you would rate it as helpful. And this, I think, will make Twitter by far the most accurate source of information about the world. The next thing on the list of changes, end-to-end encryption, just improving security, basically, maybe moving headquarters of Twitter. I think headquarters should be, because Twitter is a little bit of a political entity to a certain degree, it should be in a place that is not one-sided. Maybe, perhaps. What do you think? Take company public again, change the name, which now for this one, if you didn't know, the name would be changed to this, but it's never going to happen, as you can see on the planned dates for each of those changes. And maybe another thing that I actually really like, sometimes occasionally I see tweets, I'm like, oh, this one is a good one. I would like to tip like 5 cents. Or if something is spectacularly good, maybe $1. Now, I cannot do that. But for that, you need a payment system that doesn't take 50 cents for each transaction as a fee. So maybe cryptocurrency, or maybe Elon Musk can come up with some sort of new system for that. The number one thing that I'm looking forward to is monetization for creators, because right now YouTube does not have any competition. I mean, tell me, which other place is the second place for video content similar to YouTube? There's zero other options. I mean, you're gonna go to Facebook, you mean? You're gonna go to TikTok? That's just short-term content. Where else are you gonna go? To Instagram? There's no competitor to YouTube at the moment. And you know, the thing that I personally would like YouTube to improve is, if you ever say that this video, for example, has an issue, don't just say this video has an issue. Tell everyone why that video has an issue so that we know how to fix it. There are certain subjects, even if you support the common narrative, you might still get in trouble and you wouldn't know. That is the problem. And if there was a competitor to YouTube, I think a lot of the shadow banning would be ending quickly, and all of the problems that creators, a lot of them have, would disappear very quickly, because now YouTube would actually want to keep all of the creators really happy as much as they can so that they don't lose them. And just to be very clear, I love YouTube. I just wish they can do better, and I know Elon Musk will definitely do better than YouTube. In the meantime, us Tesla stock investors are suffering because Elon is paying so much attention to Twitter. And it would appear from the interview with Ron Barron that Elon said he's probably paying the same amount of attention to Tesla. I'm not sure if that would be fully accurate, because I think even if you spend the same amount of hours on Tesla still, your mind, where before maybe if you're not doing anything, maybe you're still have just random ideas that would help Tesla, but now then you're in a shower, you have a random idea, and more likely it's not about Tesla anymore, it's about Twitter or X, the everything app that we will probably witness very soon, becoming one of the most valuable companies in existence. My name is Matt Hostess. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. Reporting to you from Vancouver City, Canada. I'll see you later, maybe today or tomorrow.